the Talking Leeds podcast with Arron Marshall and George Brook.
Hello and welcome to Talking Leeds Match Reaction with myself, Arron Marshall and Gerry McNamee. Not George Brook. I do apologise. I pressed the wrong bloody button, but
I know. Don't press the George Brook button.
No. It's Gerry, and we're reflecting on Manchester City 3, Leeds United 2. Well, Gerry, where do we start with this one? A game of two halves, and boy, oh boy, it was so close, wasn't it, to come away with something?
It could have been the greatest day. You know, you go a goal down in 50 seconds at Man City, that, oh, shit, this is going to be a bad day. Who knew? 5-3-2, 3-5-2, make subs at half-time, change the formation, maybe not tippy-tappy around front. We never mentioned that, did we? No, we couldn't see that. We're not tactical. Of course, we've been saying it for weeks. And when we changed it, well, we looked so much better against a top-class team, you know. And it was a shame we just lost out in the end. And I suppose you can criticise goal, but it was a good finish by Foden. Yeah. He's a class act. They're a class team. More than I can say for the stadium, it is a library. It is the worst. I mean, you go to Highbury, the Etihad and Chelsea and Liverpool, they're bad enough. And Old Trafford, roof leak in Old Trafford. And but this was off the scale. Not a sound from them. And they showed a clip at halftime of their Chinese fans cheering the goal. And you think, plastic half and half, entitled tourists. And it's just football. I hate the way it's going. That's the way it is. And then they start doing things with the cameras, with the lights, and they're all shining them. And Leeds fans did say, "Take your phones and just take them home." But it was that annoyed me. But a good performance, something to hang our hats on. We didn't win. We didn't get a draw, but we deserved something from that game, and we. Gives us some hope. Probably save Farke's job for a few more days, and probably rightly so. I suppose you can't argue with that. But why is it taking them so long? We were saying this off air. It's been obvious that the system wasn't working. Yes, rotate the squad. Just because a player's on the bench doesn't mean he's out of the frame. You can rotate players, and the team, when the team came out, obviously had rotated. We had Justin James in for Goodmanson. And Goodmanson, a few goals come down the left. Within 50 seconds, a goal come down from the left, but we'll leave that there. Tanaka and Gruev in for Longstaff and Stack because they were injured. And Dan James and Willie Nunto starting.
Which we've been crying for. We've been crying for this, haven't we, for these? And I just think, obviously, it doesn't help, obviously, going 1-0 down after, 50-odd seconds or whatever it is. But you just think, with those, they're just a different team. I think it was a game of two halves, as what we've said. But the second half in particular, if you look at the statistics, and I know Mr. Farke is big on the stats, their XG, which is the big buzzword, isn't it, in the second half for Man City, was 0.43. Leeds was 1.44. More shots on target for Leeds, shots off target as well. 45% possession for them, but they came into it and we fought 2-0 down. How the hell can they turn around? They did. Farke got it right. But once he could do it.
Well, first half, I think the term I heard on Radio 5, I was listening afterwards, was passive. And there was no reflection on Dan James, Willie Nunto. Willie had to do a lot of defending. He possibly could have done better with the first goal. But we were trying to get that long ball out to Dan James a couple of times, but just couldn't quite give him a hand. And we only had one shot in the first half, which was sorry, Chelsea game up here. We only had one shot, which ballooned over the bar by the match, and you thought, when they went 2-0 up, you thought, this is the way it's going. We were beforehand. We were saying, what do you reckon? 3-4, 5-0, and that's what it felt it was going to be. Second half, you see Bijol coming on, you thought, and Calvert-Lewin. And I thought, that's 3-5-2. And the second half, different team. We went straight for them. We were sending the ball long. Calvert-Lewin and Nemecha were messing them up, and we were defending, as Chris Kamara once said, like beavers. We really were. I mean, even at the end of the first half, Pascal and James Justin, two great blocks. Great save from Perry as well.
Yeah.
He hadn't much chance with the goals, I don't think.
No.
And though he did go and punch the ball, and he punched the player, I think. But that's part of us. But they changed the team, and then just to push the two fullbacks up. And we were there. I think special mention for Gruev. I thought he was excellent yesterday in both halves. Tanaka ran himself into the ground. I thought Joe Pascal threw himself at everything. We know Pascal can get turned, but Haaland didn't have a sniff, and he does that sometimes, and he pops up with a goal, but did very little. But you see Foden buzzing around, the movements and everything. But we disrupted, and again, big club cheating mentality. 115, by the way, with that lot. Keeper goes down. Players all rush over. Come on, and that's Daniel Farker. That has to stop. Breaks our momentum. You can't do that, but they do, and that's big clubs get away with that stuff. But to get the goal, I mean, people say Calvert-Lewin was lucky, but he was in the right place and he caused disruption. And then the penalty, I don't even know what they're arguing. A straight penalty. Misses, but scores. And you think, could we pull this off? But you always felt maybe 10 minutes goes up and it led to be. But something to hang our hat on. And if we just got to back this up now. There's no point in going out and losing 4 or 5-0 to Chelsea and Liverpool, and that's that. He's got to change it, rotate it, suit the conditions, suit whatever we're up against, suit the situation, and rotate. Doesn't matter if Dan James comes on or off, or he's on the bench, or he's playing, or Goodmanson, whoever. That's the way it's got to be. Yeah.
For me, I'd start the game against Chelsea. I'd go with the team which finished that game, if I'm being honest, on Saturday, because it was working. And I think 2 up top just gives us that little bit something different, doesn't it? It allows Dominic Calvert-Lewin to work with Nemecha and things like that. They can buzz around and work off each other. And it clicked for once. And we've been calling for this for bloody weeks now. And, and he dropped Harrison as well. We've got to mention that. It'll be... There's no doubt he'll be back on Wednesday against Chelsea.
Although when he did come on, he
looked all right.
Disruptive, He was buzzing around because Tanaka was out on his feet, and he buzzed around. I thought, again, Ampadu as well, I have to say, who's been off it a bit, and Bill ball watching. I thought his layoffs, lots of chests, everything. I thought he was back to nearly his best. Melier on the bench, we didn't mention.
Oh God,
Anybody heard what's wrong with Darlow? Was he injured? No mention.
No idea.
I was concerned.
Maybe they just put him in the shop window for January, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, maybe just find a proper shop window rather than maybe close him back on us again. Yeah, stick him in Selfridges or somewhere.
But do you know what? The second half, Jay, there's a lot of optimism here which we can have. And I know it's been doom and gloom over the last couple of weeks, but for me, the fight, the determination, and that physicality was really there in that second half yesterday. And if Leeds can go into the next 2 home games with something like that and put in a performance like that, if they could do that at Ellen Road against Chelsea, I know Chelsea are dominating against Arsenal at the moment. They're absolutely, and they do look. They've kind of clicked of Chelsea. I've been watching that. That'll be a tough game, but Liverpool, I will watch them against West Ham today, and I just think they're really, really. I know they won 2-0, but they're off it. They are off it. It's going to be.
I'm glad they got a win. I'm glad they got a win and not coming to us needing to break that run. And yeah, we could catch them. Well, that'll be the day Mo Salah makes his comeback, and yeah, we know how it
the
goes.
positive as well from the weekend, Gerry, is we are currently 18th. We are in the relegation zone, but we're only just in the relegation zone on goals scored. That's what's keeping us out of it at the moment. So, West Ham are not away just yet, are they?
No, I think it looks like Fulham win last night. There's a gap now between bottom 5 is a 5-point gap.
Yeah.
But Forest and West Ham are still very much in. I still think Forest have got enough. I think West Ham are our best bet, and Wolves are Wolves. Burnley losing. We're still, and we can get a couple of wins, And Sunderland are just ridiculous. I mean, forget about Sunderland. They're in the distance. We ain't going to catch them. But it's just it makes you jealous, doesn't it? You see how they've turned it around. From 36th minute in the playoff final, they were 2-0 down. Goal gets chalked off. Sliding doors moment, and here they are, and the recruitment and everything. It's clicked. It really has clicked, and we probably missed it. I don't think it papers over the cracks with us. Still the same issues. Recruitment. The board needs to be better and everything else, but we can't say this is the turning point because we lost at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's got to.
Obviously, you were there, Gerry. What was the general vibe from fans at the Etihad yesterday? What were people saying? Were they quite happy with that level of performance?
Definitely.
Were the people still saying they want rid of Farke? Because I know you shouldn't read social media, but people still want Daniel Farke out and get rid of him and sack him now. Blah blah blah. But general vibe.
Apart from the drunk guy trying to get a chant going every 2 minutes. There was that over, I think, as well. No, I think when the first goal went in, we thought, just let's get this over with. There was no, but I think the general vibe. I think the general vibe among fans the last couple of weeks with Farke's probably reached the end, but good support for the team. There was no catcalling or anything with Farke, not at all. And I think we knew what we were up against. So no, it was a quite positive vibe. And then when we got one back and when it was 2, it was a great buzz. And then it was just we could have got something out of that. Such a shame. So I think I don't see much criticism of Farke today, but I think the general feeling is, why didn't you do this sooner? Yeah,
I know.
I've been saying this. We said it in other podcasts, saying it. This is you can't Bijol 15 million. You got to use him, and he looked okay in the back 3. Get the keeper whose hair grows on a weekly basis. Very impressive. He's made a few good saves. He really did yesterday, and he looked more confident at the back. As City never really got much on us, as the XG suggests, second half. And it was long range stuff and trying to get. And Pascal tried his best to put one in. He stretched to it, sliced it, and then I think something happened from the matrix where the ball was heading for the net and just seemed to go wide for a corner. So that was all very odd. It looked odds on a goal. And Foden he's a class act. We're just saying he's early 20s still.
Yeah,
he was off the ball maybe last season, but that ball he sort of wasn't facing goal. He had a shot through a crowd of players, and that's the difference. That's what you get when you cheat and have 115 charges for spending money from a country that's dubious background. But hey, they are a good team.
They are. You look at the quality there. You look at the squad, value. What ours is, let's say, 100 million is a round figure. Theirs is billions, billions and billions and billions. And it is a David and Goliath situation when you're coming up against them. Aren't you? You're scrapping. You're fighting for everything. And do you know what? In that second half, Leeds did that yesterday. And do you know what? We should have some positivity around this, because they did all right. They did okay. We were predicting a cricket score, Gerry, to be honest.
If that was our first game of the season, we'd be saying, wow, we've got a chance staying up. That was brilliant. And I think it lifts the spirit. So Tuesday night, Wednesday night, we got to go for it. And if Arsenal scored, no, they haven't, they nearly did. He just clattered the keeper. We got it. Would you take a point or 2 points from these next 2 games? Yes. 2 draws I would definitely take. And then Brentford and Palace, we make the mistake of looking too far ahead. Just each game on its merits, and on the day we can beat a lot of these teams, which we've seen. We had this spirit at the beginning of the season. we seem to taper off in the Forest and Brighton. It was really poor, and I think that's what fans were getting frustrated. Last week against Villa, we fell away playing the same system, same subs, same times. And this was a bit different. So maybe Daniel's learned a lesson.
Maybe he's
playing up front next week. Yeah.
He's learned. He's like, well, let's just hope that it continues with this, because, as I say, somebody's clearly had a word with him. Change it up, make it work.
I think there's a role in this with two up front with Pirro. He can come in as a forward. Rather than try and shoehorn him in as a number 10, play off the big man. There's also all sorts of scope there. Yeah, get Joffrey back. Joffrey's banging them in still.
Well, he's scoring for fun at Hull, isn't he, at the moment, Joffrey? He really is. Yeah. Dave says, good evening, men. Second half, Man City were second best. Hope is still eternal for your season. Yeah. It's the hope that kills you, though, Dave.
It is. It's more than one person said that to me yesterday.
Yeah, it's the hope that bloody kills you. But yeah, listen, it's very simple. Just same again, Leeds, of that second half in particular. And I think for me, when you're coming up against these big boys in Chelsea and Liverpool, what they need to do now is just hold the fort a little bit. Don't that first goal in 50 odd seconds, what it was yesterday, was just far too easy.
Same goal again.
Same way. Yeah,
not closing down, not pressing. Get in behind to the byline, pull it back, and that goal against Brighton, I think Forest did. I mean, it's happening every week, so they gotta cut back on that. But I think if come New Year's Day, if we're out of the bottom three and can get a few more players in, we got a chance. I'll take that 1 point above out of relegation, and just go for it in the new year. That's what we got to just try and get to, regardless of who we're up against. I think we shocked a few people, and I think people looking at us. And also Match of the Day last night, Danny Murphy said we've been playing all right. We're not as bad as the position suggests. Maybe we are because we live and breathe it. But there is scope. I think we're better than Burnley. We're better than, although they beat us, we're better than Wolves, and we beat West Ham. Let's get a few results, lads. And the match, our top scorer of 4 goals.
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought
needed a goal. We got midfield. Maybe midfield needs to can't be rigid. Maybe Longstaff and Stack being out was a bit of a blessing, because it made us change it around a bit and give other players a go. And as I say, Gruev for me was man of the match for us, and gives him confidence, because he was seen as a bit player, championship player, and maybe not trusted. Although Daniel Farke, he has his favourites, and I think most of that team who started was in the championship. So, what really surprised me, when he did his pre-match or his press conference, he was saying Barnow, they were going to make a last-minute decision, and I thought, you haven't played him. How can you be? Do you even know he exists anymore? I want to see him play. I want to see what he's like. He could be the best player ever.
I guarantee, Jerry, he will play in the FA Cup. That's when we'll see him. We won't see him any time before then.
When we lose to Crawley or something similar,
It's next week round cup. Is it next week round 2 of the FA Cup?
Probably is. Yeah, it must be.
It's around this time.
The cup,
Speaking of FA Cup, Histon popped up on my memories today, and that was awful.
They don't even exist anymore, do they?
No, Histon.
Not even the biggest village in Cambridgeshire.
That was bad. Yeah, but
never been played that game. Should have. They played it for ITV. It was lashing rain. That was a day.
So 2 back-to-back home games then, Jerry. Chelsea and Liverpool. Let's just take 2 points would be a dream. 3 would be a bonus. But just compete. That's what we want. But put in a performance.
Give it well and give us hope. But hope needs to turn to points soon, and we got to start putting them in. But still a long way to go. Let's keep hanging in there. But there's not a gap where, just as you say, 1 goal keeps us keeps us in relegation. Keeps us in relegation. So
Well, we're just in it, and that's the positive. If we're going into the next games, midweek games, we're only in it on goal scored, which I think
West Ham and Forest got.
West Ham have got Manchester United away, and then Forest I can tell you now really quickly, they've got I won't even tell you who they've got. They'll beat them. Wolves. Oh, Wolves, yeah. No, they'll get a result there.
Yeah.
Wolves are poor. They're dreadful.
Yeah. Although they did, sorry, I'm looking at the face. They did give Villa a goal today, from what I've seen in the highlights. Yeah.
And then Burnley have got they've got Palace at home of Burnley midweek.
Palace a bit hit and miss. Same with Man United. You never know what you're going to get from them. So
no, and then Fulham have got City at home as well.
Yeah, they got a lucky day. But Spurs are awful at the moment. You see that 2 goals in the first 4 minutes and the second goal. Oh my god!
Yeah, poor.
Radham scoring from the centre circle. What has gone wrong with the world? Lewis Cook sent off. Yeah, the XO should be another way around.
Yeah. So all in all, Gerry, we're positive, aren't we? This time last week it was doom and gloom.
Yeah.
We're doing
all
right.
Draw Arsenal. Yeah, 1-1 draw. Arsenal's finished. Yeah, it was doom and gloom. Still, feeling a bit better. Last Monday I was watching for the banner, the yellow banner in the corner, and the corner flag from the club. I thought that's it, he's gone, but I don't think we'll see that this week. And if we lose horrendously in these next 2 games, I think that's what we'll see is fate. If we do okay, and if Daniel Farke is still our manager at the end of the season, it means we possibly turn the corner. I will eat humble pie and cheer to the rafters if he does. That's all we ask for as a club, isn't it? And I'd be so glad to be back at Elland Road, proper football stadium, proper crowd, no gimmicks, no DJs, YouTubers on the pitch at halftime looking at the game, looking at people in China and Man City shirts cheering, DJs outside, just half and half scarves, phone lights. All it needed was a Mexican wave, and that's it. But Man City used to be, used to be edgy club. They've sold the soul. They really are. There's nothing from the home crowd until they scored the winner. I didn't, and I'm trying not to exaggerate, because when I was at Forest a couple of weeks ago, I thought that's proper crowd. Good atmosphere. You go to Crystal Palace, probably one of the best. Even Burnley, I hate to say it, in places like that, they're proper fan. But these big clubs, they've got the Super League in under. That and the back door. That the European League now takes everything, sucks the energy out of everything. The FA Cup, everything else, and sometimes football is just depressing. We'll see this weekend. The World Cup draw. FIFA will give Donald Trump the Peace Award, the new Peace Award. But on the plus side, very tenuously, Ireland are in the World Cup draw this week. And,
absolutely.
Ireland or Denmark or Czechia or whoever else there is, North Macedonia. But hey, we're in the draw and we can dream.
We're in the draw.
Well, that'll be good to see. But then again, if you look at the tickets for the World Cup, you're going to have to pay about $1,000 or $2 a game.
Really?
Even me as a seasoned traveller, I'm thinking if we somehow got there, I'd really have to think about it, because I just if you go to the World Cup, you're spending 10 grand. And it's just, is it worth it? So football,
for me, Gerry, I'm waiting for the Euros in 28 when it's coming to the UK. That's the one which I think
and Ireland.
Yeah. And Ireland as well. It's going to be UK and Ireland, of course. You'll get there. We'll get there. But that for me will be quite special.
And as Daniel said, stop these timeouts. Goalkeeper goes down. Someone come up with a good suggestion. Goalkeeper goes down, and I know the goalkeeper can't go off until the back on. An outfield player has to go off for half a minute, and I might stop it. But it's such. I forget which player it was, but he was beckoning the keeper to sit down, and then waved everybody over. It was planned. It wasn't. It's just pathetic, and knocked the momentum and everything else. Yeah, football is rotten in places, but not for Leeds. Leeds is still a pure club. Still not cases who try chance when they're pissed. We cheer the team. We don't have drums. We don't play with lights on our phones, and we cheer when we score. And
we don't need to beaming on the big screen supporters groups from around the world, because we're famous enough. But I'll tell you what,
at least 4 people wearing shorts yesterday. I thought,
fair play. They've probably got a really horrible cold right now. But Chelsea at home on Wednesday. It's always a special game, that, isn't it, Gerry? It's very feisty. We've got a good record against them at home.
Yeah, have we? I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
can't
we
remember.
did 3-0. Was it 3-0?
Oh, we did. Yeah, that was. Yeah, we did that.
Brandon
Time.
was like amazing.
I think we lost 4-0 against them after that, didn't we? And Jesse's and the throws of Jam. I'm not sure how we did the first year of Jesse. How we did against them the following season. But yeah, we under Bielsa we had a decent record against them. I think we drew and got beaten at Stamford Bridge narrowly. So
narrowly, was that one?
They are a good team. You know, you look at the young lad they've got, a young Brazilian, and you know he's just you look at the benches of these teams, and you know, God, you know, we're up against it, but you know, putting up against them, the Ken Bates Derby, they are
the world champions, as they keep saying. I was watching it on Sky. Bloody Stamford Bridge quoted world champions, whatever.
Of what? Yeah, right. Yeah, no, we need the spirit of 1970s and break that. And talking about 1970s, sad day, probably a player before your time, but Billy Bonds. What a player, West Ham player, 799 games, and he was a warrior. He was a top class, managed the team, one-man club. I think he might have left him after that, but what a player. And you know, I think I must be getting old because I see all these players from the 70s that I remember watching, and they're all disappearing. And it's no age 79, but a great player. So yeah, that's another one gone to the big pitch in the sky. A great player.
Good player. Right then, Gerry will be back then, reflecting on hopefully a point or maybe more.
What time's the kick-off? Is it 10 o'clock at night or something? Is it? I don't know. 8:15?
8:15. It's crazy that one.
Is that because is it on Amazon or some with Sky?
It's on Sky. Yeah, it's on Sky. 8:15. God, I won't be home till 4:30.
Sky is really bad. Sky is really bad these days. They're really presenting the content they have. Everything else, it's really poor. I watch it sometimes in the mornings. I've got it on the TV just as I'm working, and they're just interviewing YouTubers, and they've got somebody, Charlie Austin, commenting, and you think, this is just dog. And then again, that's what we're doing, isn't it? So, yeah.
But we're better.
But we know stuff.
Yeah. Lovely. Right. Cheers, Gerry. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Come on, 1-1 draw. Yeah.
Come on, let's go for it.